Hellcat.
Gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to do a bit of a different video, and today we're going to be doing a review on, well, not kind of a review, but we're doing a knowledge type video. So we're going to talk about Blitz. Just for this whole video, we're just going to talk about Blitz, and we're going to ask ourselves, will it ever be tier 11? Now, a lot of people wonder if there's ever going to be some tier, maybe tier 11 in the future, added to Blitz in the future. And for now, we just have tier 10. So, people think there's rumors that tier 11 could be a thing in Blitz. Well, the thing is, I'm sure as you all know, Blitz is a 7v7 game, and the tanks are based from the First World War, because there is the Churchill, no, not Churchill gun carrier, the Churchill, I don't know what it is, like a Mark 1, the Mark 1 heavy tank. That is in the game. So they base their tanks from World War 1 to World War 2 to the 1950s. But when you look at the KPF Z70, which I'm not really sure when this was made, I'm gonna guess 1960s to 70s, which is not really far away from our time. So 1970s, I'm guessing the Germans and the Americans made this tank together, and it looks so modern compared to the other tanks. Like, let's say a tier higher. If we look at the, let's see, if you look at the mouse, and then when you look at the KPF 70, you can obviously see the KPF looks way more advanced than all this. It's got all its, this looks like a modern MBT. I'm going to show you pictures, guys, of what the KPF Z70 used to look like during its time, and also show you a picture of the M1 Abrams to show you that they do look similar, and they do look very modern. So when we come to look at tanks, for example, like the KPF Z70, we can obviously see that they are modern type tanks with all the rears and stuff, the gun and the turret base. Yeah, it just looks like a modern tank. So, will there ever be a tier 11? And that's what everyone. All right, guys, we were on Alberstrat, and we're on Alberstrat, and we're using the heavy tank, the KPF Z70 this time. So I thought, you know what? Let's just do a review on the KPF Z70. Not really a review, but let's just talk about the tank and what makes it like. Why did Blitz add this tank? Like, people get confused for why this tank got added to the game. And to be honest, I'm confused as well. Like, why did Blitz add this tank to the game? It's a modern MBT. It's way ahead of its time. Why is this tank not a tier 10? Well, the thing is, it's hard to say this, but the reason why Blitz, I guess, added this tank, because it is like a prototype, and most of the Blitz tanks are in the game are either prototypes or they're just blueprints. Let's just say blueprints. But people always question the KPF Z70 is proof that there will be tier 11 in the future. There will be a tier 11. Now, if there was going to be a tier 11, this would mean there's going to be new tanks, new texture tanks, which is amazing. We all need new texture tanks in this game, okay? We all need to grind a texture tank. We all need to have fun. And we all need to get busy with the game again. For like people like Pantufli or Medzi or Droodles, they own every tank in the game, okay? And the game will get boring from them, as it's going to get boring from them, because they've got no other tanks to grind or anything like this. But you think about War Thunder or games like this, they've got modern lines, they've got modern tanks to World War II to World War One. So why wouldn't Blitz make a modern tank game? And one of these reasons is because sorry guys, guys, nowadays the modern tanks have, let's just say they have missiles or something like this. They shoot missiles it's going to be a little bit broke. It was going to ruin the game. But why couldn't we have a tier 11? And a tier 11, what type of tanks would this be? Well, tier 11, it would be based on the 1970s or something like this, or 1960s maybe. Like this tank, if it was the tier 11, this would be a tier 11 because it's obviously a modern NBT. There was the KPF Z70 was it was a prototype again, as I say, and the Americans and Germans worked on this thing, and they wanted to make it like this was before the the M1 Abrams came out and all this. So this is before all of this. So this was like a blueprint, and it starts with the M1 Abrams. This is like the father of the M1 Abrams. So we always question what tanks would suit the tier 11 matchmaking. So we're gonna jump into another replay as well. So let's play the i7, and this is another modern tank, modern kind of prototype tank. This tank was, I'm sure, during the 1950s or 1950s. This was made. I'm correct on this. It was made. It was this tank was a prototype, never built, but it was a prototype for Russia's army. And it was successful. Like, it was a very successful, but it wasn't good because it was just too expensive. But I'm gonna show you pictures, guys, of the i7, which pop up now, and the i7 is definitely, I'm gonna say it's advanced. It's one of the most advanced tier 10s for its history, of course. But is there any type of tank like the i7 that suits the tier 10? So let's just say the i7 is one of the most advanced tier 10s for its history and all this, and it looks advanced as well. Like, when you look at this tank, you would say it kind of looks a bit advanced, but nowadays no Russian tank has a pipe nose. Like, no Russian tank has a pipe nose, but it still looks advanced. And I'm gonna tell reasons why tier 11 is being talked about, or why is the rumors being about tier 11. And people always think about the tier 11 matchmaking coming to the game. They always think that the i7 or the KPF Z70 are rumors or just reasons for why there will be a tier 11. And now, I don't know if there is going to be ever a tier 11 come to the game. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, if it was going to be a tier 11, the tanks in tier 11 would be, well, let's say there would be, I know American tanks, and there would be some, there's a lot of type of tanks that would suit into this. But if there's going to be a tier 11, will this mean there have to be this mean there's going to have to be another nation? And it's really questionable to this, and people don't know that if there is ever going to be a tier 11, but there is rumors about this. And the reason why Blitz, I don't think, can add a tier 11 is because they're worried that this could break the game. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because nowadays, tanks have mechanisms, let's just put it like this, tanks have mechanisms that have something that the game can't handle, the game doesn't have enough information on. Because, honestly, when it comes to this stuff, will it be too OP or will it be too broken? I mean, I don't know, but when you think of War Thunder, or games like this, when you compare it to World of Tanks PC or something like this, you always question, why can't Blitz or World of Tanks add this tier 11? And now, I'm not sure about World of Tanks Blitz, no, World of Tanks PC, if they've got a tier 11, because I don't play the game. But with Blitz, I honestly think in the future there could be a tier 11. I'm gonna say this: when the tank company comes out, which I'm sure you all know about now, it was competing with Blitz. I'm 25% gonna say that there's a chance that there can be tier 11 in the future on tech tree. Because when you look at tanks like the KPF Z70 or the IA7 or even the T22 medium, these are all tanks, and the T62A. These are all tanks that are modern and start off nearly with the modern series. So when we come to look at tanks as well, like when we go to Blitz Nation, as we're gonna look here, so I'm just gonna go Blitz Nation, tier 7, Blitz Nation. So when we look at tanks like Annihilator or Gravedigger, or any of these tanks like this, you would ask why in the first place did they do this? Like, why in the first place? Why was this even a nation? It's because it's their company, so they can make their own nation if they want. But if they're gonna do this, there is no other reason why there can't be just one more tier 11. And I personally think if there was a tier 11, this would be so good. Because there'll be more tanks to grind, more fun. It's probably going to bring more fun back to the game. But we need to also think, like, when we come to take a look at the Sheridan, which is somewhere here. Sheridan. If I can find it, guys. Where the hell is my Sheridan? Okay, boys, we need to find the Sheridan missile, which is somewhere here. I don't know. It's a light tank. Okay, there we go. I should have it. Yeah. So this is Sheridan missile, and this is a tier 10 tank. And we all know why was this an issue? And the issue is it had missiles. And this is why Wargaming needs to be careful if they were going to add a tier 11, because it could break the game, or it could be broken. The tier could be absolutely stupid. We all don't know, but there is a chance this can happen. Tier 11 can happen. But for now, there's going to be no over tiers. There's going to be more tier 10 tanks. There's never going to be a tier 11 for now. But in the future, who knows, guys? Who knows? I'm hoping you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't do a live stream or upload earlier today because I was at school. But I'm hoping you're enjoying today's content, and I'm going to have to end it off like this. And always keep in mind that there is a possible chance of tier 11 coming back to the game. Thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and please make sure to like the video. Anyways, guys, I'm going to see you in the next video. Take care.